Ever feel like your marketing budget is just disappearing into a black hole? You're not alone. What if you could stop casting those wide, hopeful nets and start landing the big fish you actually want? Well, today we're diving into a powerful strategy to do exactly that. And all these insights come straight from a fantastic article on marketing expert Yasser Alarm's blog, yasseralarm.com. You know the feeling, right? For so many B2B companies, this question is all too real. You spend a fortune on these broad campaigns, you get a ton of so-called leads that go absolutely nowhere, and you just watch that budget evaporate. It's that classic problem of trying to talk to everyone, but ending up really connecting with no one. It's inefficient, it's expensive, and honestly, it's just plain frustrating. And this analogy, it just perfectly sums up the whole shift. On one side, you've got the old way, net fishing. You just cast this massive net out there and hope you catch something valuable. On the other side, you have account-based marketing, or ABM, and that is pure spear fishing. You identify the exact high-value fish you want, you take careful aim, and you focus all your energy on that one valuable target. So let's put a name to this smarter approach. Account-based marketing is that strategic solution. It's about moving away from the wide net problem and embracing a model that's all about precision and focus. It's a complete change in mindset, from chasing volume to chasing real value. Now, the key phrase here is personalized buying experiences. Look, ABM isn't just about sticking a first name in an email template. It's a full-on strategy where you treat your target accounts like absolute VIPs. You're creating a custom-made journey just for the key players at the companies you want to win over. It's so much less about mass marketing and way more about creating a high-touch, bespoke experience. So why make the switch? I mean, it sounds like more work, right? What's the real business case for it? Well, let's break down the 4 key advantages that make ABM such a powerhouse for B2B growth. First up, personalization. We live in a world where we are just bombarded with generic marketing messages. So when a message comes along that speaks directly to your company's unique challenges and goals, well, that doesn't just get noticed, it gets respected. ABM lets you create outreach that basically says, hey, we get you. We understand your specific problem, and we have the solution. That is so much more powerful than a generic pitch. Oh, this one is huge. For decades, sales and marketing have kind of been in their own corners, sometimes even pointing fingers at each other. As Yasser noted in his article, ABM completely changes that game. It forces both teams to work together on the exact same list of target accounts. Suddenly, their goals are perfectly aligned. There's no more arguing about lead quality because everyone is focused on landing the same big clients. All right, let's talk about the money. Instead of spreading your marketing budget thin across 1,000 long shots, ABM lets you concentrate your investment where it really counts, on the accounts with the highest potential. You're making a smart, calculated bet on a few high-value targets, and the data shows, time and time again, that this focused approach delivers a way higher return on investment. And finally, ABM isn't about quick, one-and-done deals. It's the long game. It's about building real partnerships. When you consistently provide relevant, valuable content that actually helps your target accounts solve their problems, you build trust. And that trust, that's the foundation for loyal customers who not only stick around, but grow with you over time. Okay, so we've covered the why. Now let's switch gears to the how. Because knowing ABM is a good idea is one thing, but actually putting it into practice is a whole other ballgame. So let's walk through a practical 5-step playbook to get you started. Here's the roadmap. It's actually pretty logical. You start by identifying your targets. Then you do your homework on them. After that, you create custom content, engage with them everywhere they are, and finally, you measure everything to see what's working. Simple, right? Let's break down that first critical step. Okay, listen up, because the success of your entire campaign hinges on this first step. You cannot afford to get this wrong. This isn't about guessing, it's about data. You need to define your ideal customer profile. Think company size, industry, revenue, all that good stuff. And this absolutely has to be a team effort between marketing and sales. Your sales team is out there on the front lines, and their insights are pure gold. Once you've got your list, it's time to become a detective. You have to go deep. What are their biggest headaches right now? Who are the real decision makers? And what do they actually care about? You got to use tools like LinkedIn, read their annual reports, follow industry news. The more you know, the more your outreach will hit home. Now, you take all that amazing research and turn it into action. This is where you create content that speaks directly to the needs you've uncovered. So, for example, imagine a cybersecurity firm in Riyadh targeting the top 3 neobanks in the UAE. Instead of a generic white paper, they could create a personalized webinar called How UAE Neobanks Can Crush Phishing Threats This Year. See the difference? It's specific, it's relevant, and it screams expertise. And this quote from the source article just nails it. The mindset behind this custom content isn't just about sharing information. It's about being genuinely helpful. You have to ask yourself, is my content solving a real problem for them? Is it actually engaging? If not, you're just adding to the noise. Look, you can have the most amazing content in the world, but it's useless if nobody sees it. A great ABM strategy uses a multi-channel attack. You might start with a super personalized email, follow up with a LinkedIn request that mentions a shared interest, and then maybe serve them ads for that custom webinar we just talked about. The goal is to create these coordinated touchpoints that keep you top of mind. And finally, ABM is not a set-it-and-forget-it thing. You absolutely have to track your results. Are your target accounts actually engaging? Are you getting meetings on the books? You need to be constantly looking at what's working and what's not so you can double down on the good stuff and tweak your approach as you go. And that brings us to the final piece of the puzzle, measurement. If you're going to put in all this time and effort, you've got to be able to prove that it's actually working. But here's the thing. That means tracking a totally different set of metrics than you're probably used to. This is the one question you need to be able to answer. With traditional marketing, you might get excited about website traffic or the total number of leads, but in ABM, those numbers don't really tell the story. We have to zoom in and focus on what's happening within our specific target accounts. So, what should you actually be tracking? It really boils down to 3 essential things. First, engagement. Are the right people at your target companies actually opening your emails and downloading your stuff? Second, meetings booked. This is a solid indicator of real progress. It means you've gone from just talking at them to having a real conversation. And finally, the big one, closed business. This tells you exactly how much revenue your ABM efforts brought in, proving its ROI, plain and simple. So, after all that, the question really is simple. Are you ready to stop shouting into the crowd and start having real, meaningful conversations with the clients who can actually transform your business? Moving from that wide net to a precision spear. It takes focus, for sure, but the rewards, they're undeniable. All the key insights we covered in this explainer were distilled from Yasser Alam's fantastic blog. For a deeper dive and a ton more practical marketing strategies, you should definitely visit yasseralam.com. And if you're looking for hands-on support to get strategies like ABM up and running, you can reach out directly at connect@yasseralam.com. Thanks for tuning in.